Okay, guys, so there's a guy named Charlie Kirk who's a conservative activist who claimed that police only killed 8 unarmed black men last year. And according to USA Today, they're saying that the number is actually much bigger than 8, or that Kirk got the number wrong. But what's interesting about this article, and I think it's important for intelligent black people to really process this, is that even when they corrected the number, even when they threw in a bigger estimate and stuff like that, they only came up with a number that was maybe 15 less than 20. And that's still not a big number in terms of, all the thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of other ways that black people die. This really reflects kind of a catch 22 of letting these white folks define what your issues are going to be when, the organizations, white run organizations like Black Lives Matter, nitpick an issue and get you focused obsessively on that issue. What happens is that you end up tying yourselves to that issue and having to ignore everything else. And so when you're talking about police brutality, we know if you're black in America and you've ever interacted with cops or the criminal justice system, you know the issues, right? The issues are deeper than just police killing people. That's an issue, but there are also situations where the police don't kill the individuals that they interact with, but they mistreat them and abuse them, racially target them, all kinds of stuff, right? There's the issue of prison rape. A lot of guys and women go to prison, get raped every year, get excessively sentenced. So it's a bigger issue that goes across the gamut that isn't really being addressed because all we're focusing on is black men being killed by the cops. That leads us to miss out on what's happening to black women. We miss out on what's happening to the black people who didn't get killed by the cops. We're also missing out on all the black people that are affected by what happens once they get to prison with the over-sentencing and everything else. And then lastly, and this is really important, we're also missing out on the essence of the term Black Lives Matter. In Chicago last weekend, you had over 100 people shot. In Chicago last weekend, I forgot how many people died. Maybe it was the number of people that died in Chicago, most of them black, including children, was almost as high as the total number of black men, murdered by the cops last year. So I'm not saying that issue isn't important. What I'm saying is you can't let people put you in a political box. When they put you in this liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican box, they cause you to get this really short-sighted, very narrow vision in which you're so focused on one tiny issue that you really don't actually achieve real progress. You're so busy solving the $2 problem that you're completely missing out on the $100,000 problem. So black people have the $100,000 problem, which is all the different ways that black people are dying, all the different issues that exist. In Chicago, why is it that, when all these murders happen, we know it's happening to black people, but it's not happening to white people? What's the mayor doing about this? What's the city council doing about this? When you're talking about prison and the criminal justice system, why aren't we speaking about all the black men and women being raped raped in prison and abused and mistreated and over-sentenced and starved and frozen and all these other crazy things that they're doing to our people when they go to prison? Why aren't we talking about what's happening with police racially profiling and just harassing black people to the point where they find any reason to arrest you for no matter what? It goes deeper than just a cop killing a black person. It goes deeper than just George Floyd. It goes deeper than just Rayshard Brooks. Those individuals are great. They mattered a lot. God bless them. But there are hundreds of thousands of people that you ignore when you spend all your energy focused on one. So I think that they're correct, that Charlie Kirk, the conservative activist who said only 8 black men were killed by the cops, but they actually didn't make their point very well because they came back and said, it wasn't 8, it was actually 15. Well, 15 is not a big number. It doesn't mean 15 lives don't matter, but 15 is a tiny number when you're talking about hundreds of thousands of people being affected by a very large and vast system that's out here. So let's just be smart, people. Don't let these people control your minds. But I'm only talking to intelligent people. People who follow the crowd aren't really going to get what I'm saying. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Be good. Peace.